Okay, we are live with the Real Talk Chicks. The Real Talk Chicks. Y'all listen. I had to jump on today because things got real heated between Ashley Barbie and her husband, right? So I'm clocking the T. I'm clocking the T. And like a simple statement turned into a whole clapback, snapback. So I'm gonna bring my girls on so we could talk about this. All right, ladies, are you there?
I'm
Are
here.
you there? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so listen, I already set the stage for it. Like, what happened, girl?
What had happened was
Okay.
this. What had
That's when
happened?
you know something about to tell a version when they hit the what had happened was. Let's hear her version.
What had happened was it all started around a day at the park. Let's take it there.
All
Step
right.
one, okay? So I had my babies over. As y'all know, I'm a mother bear. I love my babies. I do. All of them grown. I don't care if they're grown, they still babies to
Right.
me, which may be a problem, but they're still my babies. So we were planning the little baby's birthday party, and my daughter had a brilliant idea because, of course, as a mom, you got 1,000 things going on. So you'll accept any idea that somebody gives to you when you don't have to think of it yourself. I thought it
Right.
was a brilliant idea. Prior to this, let's give the forefront of the story. Me and my husband had discussed what we would be doing for the birthday party, but things to me weren't set in stone. Okay.
Mm.
And plus, nobody was really coming. We got enough kids to have a whole party, so it wasn't like company was coming over. It was just us. So my daughter had the idea of going to the park. And then while they were at the park, we would set up the party. We go downstairs. My daughter states her what she wants to, what she's thinking about doing. Like, I'll take Elijah to the park, me and his brothers. And my husband is a little snippy. So I'm not used to my husband being snippy with my kids. And I know she is 24, she'll be 24, but I'm just not used to him being snippy. So first that already drew me back, like, what you doing? Because that's not how we talk to our kids. So what he was saying was that's not what me and my wife discussed. And I took that as, well, wait a minute, because this is still our daughter. You talking in like third person, like she ain't a part of the plan. So I go into mother bear mode, which is,
Mm-hmm.
okay, yeah, we didn't discuss that, but still, don't make her feel excluded. So she's trying to get her point across. He's cutting her off. And let's get more backstory. He has some other issues going on that's really on his heart that I knew what was on his heart. But no matter
Right.
what we wear, like, I never see it come out on our kids. You know, I don't
Right.
see Sony's pretty much an even kill with our kids. It's always the same
Right.
dad. Even Mimi was like, what's that
Right.
about? Like, what is that? So I guess because we've never seen him under this type of pressure, we just didn't know what to expect. My
Right.
automatic thing is to go into fight mode because
Okay.
now you messing with my babies. Don't try to handle them any kind of way. Now I'm not seeing you as my husband. I'm seeing you as an attacker on my kid.
Ugh.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because I'm not used to people, anybody talking to my kids like that. Like,
Right.
now, mind you, this is my stepchild. Like,
This
but
his
this tell
baby.
you just how much. Yeah, this, but this tell you just how much I love them. Like, I don't see them as stepchildren. They're my kids. I've never called them
Right.
stepkids. I've never introduced them as my stepkids. This is my daughter Mimi. This is my son Liston. This is blah 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 blah. That's how I am about all of them. I'm super
Yeah.
the same way I am about the ones that I actually birthed. So he's snapping. I tell him some words. Some
Girl, tell the story.
okay. So he
You
goes,
being too cute right now. Tell the story.
because this when you know you're wrong, when you're trying to put some frosting on it because it's a little bitter.
Okay.
So the real talk is this. The real talk
Right.
is he goes, we didn't discuss this. If that's what you're gonna do whatever you want to do. And I say I'm going to do whatever I want to do because I have the final say so. And that's
Oh,
what it is, if we want to call a thing a thing.
okay.
Okay, so that was mistake number one.
Okay, that sounds
So
good.
no, that was mistake number one, because he had made me mad because he said, "Well," I said, "Well, we can go to the park and then we can come back and then we can do the party and then you can grill." And he goes, "I may not feel like grilling." I'm like, "Well, do what you feel. If you don't feel like doing it, then I'll do it. I'll take care of it because it ain't that deep. No matter what's happening, I'm still gonna be in charge of it."
Mm.
So I walk, and I want y'all to pay attention to this part. I walk from the living room to the kitchen. Just pay attention to the kitchen by the coffee machine. Now I'm making coffee. I really wasn't making coffee, but you ever get so angry you don't know what to do, because usually I'll just punch and hit and do whatever I need to do. That's old school Barbie. That's old school Barbie back in the day, because she swings with them. She'll get with you real quick.
Right.
So I walk to the coffee machine. He's sitting on the couch. I had some more choice words. It was a lot of back and forthness, stuff that we can't say on the show, but I was letting him know that I was in charge and that he was getting heated for no reason. I also, on the way upstairs, because now I've used some F bombs and some A bombs and some S bombs, and it was a bunch of bombs that day. Yeah, it was a
Oh my
few of
God.
them. So I walk. Now, mind you, the children are in the house. The children are
Right.
in the house, especially
Right.
my two older sons are home. I walk upstairs and I turn around because I'm the type of chick, if I got you, I'm gonna kill you. Like, I'm not gonna let you just be hurt. I gotta get you in the jugular. I gotta end it all.
Oh my.
So my
Okay.
final word in this argument was, boys, this is why I tell you, if you're going to be the man of your house, you have to be the man of your house and be a provider, because you cannot give a woman this much power, because you cannot tell her the S word. You can't tell her. And then I walked upstairs. So that's the story.
So basically, let me run it back.
Okay.
My niece went to you and my niece went to her daddy and said, "Dad, this is what we want to do." He
Mm-hmm.
already was like, me and my wife already decided what we gonna do. Don't bring your little stuff up in here, right? We
Mm-hmm.
decided this already. He was already under a lot of pressure, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you got mad because he was talking to baby girl any kind of way, which is his
Mm-hmm.
daughter, but that's okay.
My daughter too.
I added that. Yeah, you're right. Okay. And so y'all got into it because you felt some kind of way about how he was talking to baby girl. You
Mm-hmm.
went up and you told the boys, this why if you're gonna get married to be the head of your house, you be the provider. Because if you let her provide, you ain't got nothing to say about nothing. She running things.
Pretty
Did I
much.
get it?
You got it.
Okay, so what happened? Like, did that work out?
So I went shopping.
Shop therapy.
Shop therapy. I called my girl Free. First did I call Zane first?
Yeah,
I
you
think
did.
I called Zane first because I was like, girl, so I messed up. Because the energy had completely shifted.
Right.
The whole house had completely shifted. So I called Zane, and I should have known not to call Zane, because Zane
Right.
she gave me the real talk, hurt my feelings a little bit. And then she
Right.
was like, so you got to go back and clean that up, because you was wrong on so many levels. You was
Right.
wrong on
Okay.
so many levels. One of the
Mhm.
words that I do remember was, oh my God, I just had it on my mind. Free was, I know Zane point, she was like, it's weird because you keep tearing him down for the sacrifice you asked him to make. So
Oh
that hit
wow.
my heart. That stung a little bit, because in the moment, I want to think about the sacrifice that I asked you to make. Like,
What sacrifice?
the sacrifice was, when I started my new job, they originally told me I would be traveling 25%. And I was like, boom, that's okay. I'll be working remotely from home. 25% isn't that bad.
Right.
Y'all, I was gone every week. Every week I was gone. I was flying out, just out from, and I make sure I was back on Sunday, sing on Sunday, and then fly out. So I
Wow.
asked Stoney, I said, I'm going to need you to quit your job. And he was like, wait, what? And I was like, yeah, because the scheduling, I can't tell them no right now. The job pays so well. If we want to move, this would be good move for us. And then you already got because originally I sat down for 3 years So he had to hold it down for 3 years by himself. And he was getting his CDLs. So we was like, when you get your CDLs, then you can quit that. And we had a whole plan. And my
Yeah.
job came and interrupted the whole plan. So I asked him to quit his job so I could say yes to my job and keep moving and keep going. So he complied. And I don't know if y'all know, I know y'all know Stony, but out there in the world, Stony is a working old school
Absolutely.
man.
Yeah. Yeah.
If he's not doing something, he's going to find something to do. It does not. Right now, I think he's up there fixing a part on the roof, like literally right now. That's what he's up there
Right.
doing.
Yeah.
So he's just that type of dude. So to ask him to make that sacrifice, I was like, and he did. He did. And so now, as y'all know, in the world, it's hard to get back in the workforce. So now he's back in. He's got a good job, but it hasn't started. It has started yet. He's still finishing his classes, but still, Zane was like, "How do you keep punishing this man and bringing it up, throwing it in his face, and you asked him to do it?"
Right.
And I
So
was like,
basically, yeah, gotcha. But you know what? Okay, so did you go back to the kids and say anything to them about like I was wrong?
so I think that was the hardest part of everything because they mean a lot to me. Like what they think of me matters. My husband does too, but I know they weren't mad at me. And the scary part was they weren't mad at me. The
Mm,
scary part was that they were justifying. When I called my daughter Mimi, she was justifying it. And I was like, God, do I want her to be this type of woman that justifies
right,
that? And
right,
I had to correct her and say, no. The first phone call was with Mimi. I called Mimi and I said, hey, I know you should. I asked her, had she already left? She had left, went back to her house. And I said, what happened with the words that I said? That was wrong. I said, that was completely out of order. Shouldn't have done that. And she was like, no, no. I said, no. I said, because when you get married, I don't want you to think that that's okay for you to talk to your husband like that. That's
right.
not what it looks like. That's not what it's supposed to look like. And the crazy part is free. She goes, well, Ma, I ain't heard you get like that in so long. Like, I didn't know it was still there. And I was like, ugh. And then I started beating myself up even more like, I was doing good. And then I just snapped because while he had pressure, I still have pressure. It's two different types, but I had pressure too. But the way I handled it was completely wrong. So I went back home after shopping at Hobby Lobby because it's a Christian store, so the Holy Spirit be
Yeah,
dwelling up in there.
yeah,
Went back home. I sat the boys down and I told them, I said, y'all, I sat all of them down. It's 5 boys in the house. So women, we got to be careful how we walk because they're
right.
gonna have wives. They're gonna have wives. And I sat them down and I said, y'all, that is not how your wife is supposed to talk to you. I said, I know y'all seen me grow. I know I don't have those tendencies anymore, but that did come up. I said, and some things I got real. I was like, some stuff I'm still working on. I still struggle with. I said, but I do not want y'all to think that that was okay. And then I addressed the situation that I said I shouldn't have addressed y'all during that time. It was a
Right.
low blow. It was to really get to your father. And I said, but really, I didn't realize that y'all were in the cross. Like it hit y'all harder than it hit
Yeah,
your father. And I said,
yeah,
and that was complete. So I apologized to them.
right.
Then I took Zane advice. And I told Zane. I said, she said, you need to go apologize to your husband. I said, if I apologize to him, he's not gonna be nice. And she was like, would you?
Okay.
And I was like, yes, I would be nice. So I
Right.
apologized to him. Do we dive in free or do we dive in? Are we about to dive
Go
in?
ahead, dive, please,
Okay,
ma'am.
so we dive in. I went to this man, he outside working. Like
Right,
ain't nothing bothering. Let me tell y'all men how to get up on the woman's skin. Act like ain't nothing happened. That's how you get up
right.
on her skin. Cause oh my God, that irked me. He out there in the front hedging the whatever you do with the trees and stuff. He out there doing that. I said, I apologize to the boys and I want to apologize to you. I said that was completely wrong. I was out of order as your wife. I said, me and you didn't discuss that. I just thought it was a good idea. Maybe we should have brought it to you differently. I said, but I really apologize. I was wrong for that.
Right.
This man, this man tells me, I understand why men cheat now.
Okay. Okay.
And you know what? I had grew a little bit, Lord. I had grewed, Lord. I had grewed. And that dang devil, he'll bring you down so quick. And my friend told me about peanut butter in my mouth
Put,
because
come
let me
on.
tell you, it wasn't no peanut butter still there. I still didn't buy none from the store. So that when that man said that, I said, I completely understand why spouses cheat. Because when you have this much pressure on you and you trying to take care of everybody, it's nice to get a little release. I understand that. And I walked away. Did that work? No, didn't work. Did I feel good? No, not really. I thought back in the day I would have felt real good because I got the last word and I hit it like
Right.
with a little ting at the end with the release part. But no, it still didn't work. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to go in my closet and pray. And I called Free. Because Free was like, sis, she corrected me on so many things. And I said, Free, I told Zane this was going to happen. This man cannot just accept an apology. He got to dig even deeper. And she said, and since you knew it, you still fell for it. And that was the
Yeah.
truth.
But
That was
see,
the
and
truth.
the thing that really like people don't understand. Everybody want to be a wife. You know, they think, okay, I want to be a wife so I can have somebody to travel with me and enjoy life with and all of this stuff. But I don't think people really understand what a wife is, the way that it works according to the person that created the institution, right? So
Mm-hmm.
this the thing. This man was under some pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Barbie knew that, but not to beat yourself up behind the fact that you messed up because it was a teachable moment. What people
Mm-hmm.
don't understand is those children, in seeing that and in hearing you say what you said to them, to the father or whatever, they got a chance to see an actual real relationship in full
Mm-hmm.
swing, right? So then what happened is when you went to correct yourself, now they saw how the solution to an argument or to a situation can happen. But a lot of times people try to hide it out. Well, my mom and them never argued in front of me. Well, you never got a chance to actually see what happens in the argument and how you're supposed to fix it. So instead of looking at it like, dang, I messed up, look at it like, okay, this is a teachable moment, right? That was number one.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, because there was pressure on him, and you know that this is not normally his character, the thing of a wife was supposed to be something along the lines of, you know what? I understand what he said, and I know he was wrong for how he was talking. However, this dude is under a lot of pressure, and as his wife, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to undergird him. Now, mind you, you got to get it wrong sometimes. I'm not saying this is 100% everybody get it right all the time because some people have to go through in order to understand the situation because I did. That's the only reason why I was able to tell you, sis, he was under a lot of pressure. So look at it differently. It's about perspective when you're a wife. As a wife, your husband, who is out of character right now, who you know is going through this kind of pressure and was under the situation that he was under, was causing him. You already told me, girl, he downstairs sitting on the couch. He thinking. He just staying in the air because he was really going through something mentally. This was prior to this incident, right?
Mm-hmm.
So after the incident happened, that thing, hindsight being 2020, because I don't feel like that what you did was like you wrong. It wasn't a good situation, but it needed to happen in order for you to see where the error was and fix the error,
Mm-hmm.
right? So he's under pressure. This is how I'm gonna handle it if this ever happens again. If he ever do this
Mm.
again, I'm right. You didn't get it right the first time, but
Yeah.
hey, because people don't understand, failure teaches us.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I say go ahead and fail. Failing is a good friend of ours. When
And
we
Free
look
did say that. She
we
did.
look at we look at failure wrong. We look at failure, oh my God, I'm scared to fail. Fail, baby, because when you fail, you learn. Failure
Mhm.
helps us to learn. So you learned as a wife, okay, next time he go off like this, I'm gonna remember this is out of character for him. He's under this kind of situation. Now, the situation he's under, we're not gonna divulge what it is, but baby, that was a doozy. Any
Mhm.
man in that situation would have been snappy. Okay.
But let me tell you something that Zane told me. So
Mhm.
rewind it back. This made me change my perspective.
Okay.
She said when she said, you snapped on the wrong thing, because when he said, me and my wife didn't discuss this. And I took it as an attack towards her. And Zane said, you took it as, is that my microphone? Or is that somebody else's microphone? Did y'all hear that? Okay. She said, you took it as an attack towards you. She said, but he chose you and you attacked him for it.
Oh, wow.
He
I
chose
didn't
what
see
you
that
and him
part.
had discussed. Yeah, this was when me and Zane was just on the phone. She was like, he
Right.
chose you, and every time he choose you, you attack him for it. He sacrificed for
Wow.
you, and now you attacking him for it. He
Wow.
chose the conversation that y'all had, and you attack. And I was like, well, okay,
That's
just a little
good.
bit. That was good. I was like,
That
ooh,
because it's
wee.
all about changing the perspective. We
Mm-hmm.
see it in a way that wives are against husbands, women against. No, if you look at it from the perspective of what it actually is, a lot of times
Mm-hmm.
people will have they'll have a whole bunch to say. Who cares? Nobody cares about what you have to say about you telling me to do it the wrong way. The right
Mm-hmm.
way was looking at what you actually did, not beating yourself up behind what you actually did, learning from what you actually did, going back and fixing it. And even though the fix kind of helped the clap,
It
yeah,
did.
you snap back from the clap back. However, with all that being said, you had a second chance.
I had a
And
second.
like
That's what
I
I was about to
told,
say. Go ahead, Zane.
and like I
Yeah,
told Barbie, sorry, a little bit in the back, but like I
that's all
told
right.
Barbie, I said we can't beat ourselves out either, because even though you and you free had to come back behind and show her what we saw, we're on the
Yeah,
outside. So it's
right.
easy for us to see it and point it out when you're on the outside. When you're on the inside, it's hard to see it because your perspective, you're seeing
You
this
in it.
attack coming at me like,
Yeah.
like I told her, she was being mama bear. As women, we always do that. Like mama bear steps up, but we forget that
Mm-hmm.
before we be mama bear, we gotta support our spouses, especially when they are exhibiting the love that we actually ask them to give us, right? So
Wow.
when you're on the outside, of course, you could see everything that was done wrong, but when you're on the inside, that's different. So, like you said, you can't beat yourself over your reaction. Just
Mm-hmm.
keep it in mind the next time. Like, hold up, I was here before. No, I'm not going to
Right.
respond like this time. Let
Right.
me look at it differently. You know,
And
and
Zane,
you just
that's what
have
happened. That's what
Is it
happened.
okay? Is it possible? And I know this is we being transparent. The reason why we talking about this, of course, is because it's a testimony. It's
Okay.
not a
Why?
money. You not still going through it. Y'all made it out. Do you mind if I read the text message you sent me?
Read the text. Read the text, sis.
Eh? Eh? It says free. God orchestrated the exact same moment in the exact same place regarding the incident that my husband is under, and I passed this time. She says Tony was again feeling stressed and aggravated about the issue. I was in the kitchen. He started catching a tone. I love that. She said, catching a tone with me. I said nothing. He apologized for catching a tone and said what was on his mind. I told him God has taken care of this, and I know it's frustrating and tough, but God surely didn't place um, this here for it to all fall. Us here. I'm sorry. Let me read that again. There was a typo. No, no shade. Okay.
Shade.
She said,
Shade.
I told him God has taken care of this, and I know it's frustrating and tough, but God surely didn't place us here for it to all fall. This morning, before he left to go to the office, I touched him and prayed over his head and feet, and he just called me and said, and because he is starting a new job, he didn't have to pay the $2,000 they was trying to get him to pay or show up on the 24th. They would just deduct a small amount from his check. Do you see the
Look
difference?
at God.
You didn't do like when he started snapping this time, you recognized it. It's all
Mm-hmm.
about recognizing the attack of the enemy and the test that God have for
Okay.
you. Both of them happening at the same time. You're being tested by God, and you have everything you need to pass the test. and you're being attacked because every time God tests you, the enemy say, okay, this is my opportunity to get
Mm-hmm.
in on this, right? But this time you saw it. And I think that's what's happening with a lot of us today, like a lot of wives. We don't see it because we don't have that Zany Yah and that Lady Free and that Ashley Barbie to
Mm-hmm.
say, this is what's going on, chick. Not saying, girl, I know he didn't try to come at you like that, girl. You was right by you. I'm glad you, child, please. As a strong black woman,
Yeah.
men don't want to see us rise. They want to, all of that shit that don't work.
Okay.
What we're talking about is what does work. Now, that could have happened. And you see, I love the fact that we can see on both sides of it. We can see the
Mm-hmm.
side where you snap back after the clap back. And then we see the other side where you said, no, I'm going to do it the way God designed this thing to go. And let's see what happened. And your result from the second one not only helped him to go and walk out of the house, handle his business with peace, knowing his wife got his back. It also, I think God blessed that situation and then caused whoever was over the situation to say, yeah, my son passed the test this time. Let me go ahead and bless that situation.
Mm-hmm.
Keep the party going. Yeah,
Come on
yeah,
now. Come
yeah.
on now.
That's the difference. That's the difference between a wife who just want a man in her life so she can just have somebody to enjoy life with, have all these expectations of this model citizen of a man that she prayed for. And I was specific when I talked to God. And the wife who understands how to be submissive. And that was being submissive too. And submission looks beautiful when you do it the right way. That was being submissive, but submissive to the plan of God and having your husband's back and not putting yourself and
Mm-hmm.
your feelings first. That's what a real wife does. We don't put our feelings first, but yet God
Mm.
still take care of our feelings while we still do the thing that we got to do to make him speak to the king in him so he can go out there and handle business and come back to the house.
Mm.
That's it.
That's
And it
good.
worked out.
Come on, submission. Come on.
Yeah, we got to
Okay.
stop acting like submission is an ugly word. It's not. It's not a doormat. Well, woman got to do everything you say do just because you said it. That's not submission. That's a distorted view. And y'all got to understand Satan always try to bring his distortions, his smoke and mirrors, so you really can't see the thing for the way God said it because it's a reflection of a part of his character. And anything that's a part of his character is beautiful, honey. He said it's
Mm.
good.
Zane,
So,
you've been quiet.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much because y'all saying it all. Y'all saying it all. For real, y'all
hey,
saying it all.
that's right. Amanda Curry, girl. I don't know how much of this you caught, but girl, we talking about the clap back, the snapback. When a wife tells her testimony about her and her husband getting into a heated discussion, but it worked out. So if you have to go back and check out what the story, how it happened, what went down. She was real cute about telling it. Because when she got on the phone, she didn't tell it that cute, did she, Zane?
No, because I can't use all that language up on here now.
She
No, no,
didn't.
no. Not about the language, but she was
She talking
like,
about
girl,
the tone.
you're not gonna believe what this man did. Okay,
I ain't
so
say
and you
man.
ran it down. Oh, here she was
And she
like,
was looking
okay,
for
so
agreement too, because she was like, when she first came in, she was like, "Nah, Zane, let me tell you, okay." And then on certain points, she was like, "I know you're not gonna agree, but girl, let me tell you
Oh,
what else
let me
though."
tell you why.
but
Because da, da,
see,
da, da, da.
real
So,
chicks will be honest, even if it hurts, because first of all, I know if y'all ever tell me something about what I'm doing that's not right.
mm-hmm.
Y'all not gonna amen my stuff. That's not cute. But what y'all will do is tell me the truth. But because I trust y'all and I know that y'all got my best interest at heart, I'm gonna have to eat it. I'm gonna have to eat that. Because
And
you're
then
right.
black women, like what we talked about last week, when I called Zane and I told her the situation, and I knew I was calling free afterwards. As a matter of fact, I know I called you free first, but you didn't answer your phone.
Oh, my
Okay.
bad.
Yeah, you didn't answer your phone. So I called Zane. Y'all, you can't get in this space with our friends, with our sisterhood. Not that we did, but I'm just saying, I see this a lot. They're gonna judge me. There was no point in that conversation where I felt judged by Zane. Now
Right.
I felt corrected by a big sister, but I
Yeah.
didn't feel judged. When I called free, I felt corrected in some parts. And then she actually was like, well, do you know I understand this part? So y'all get out there. Well, they gonna judge me if I tell them that. What we talked about the other week was, do black women support each other? Yes, we do, but you have to let somebody support you. without already judging them that they're going to judge you.
Right.
No.
And
But
it's
that
all
comes with
about,
trust.
say again.
That comes with trust. That comes with trusting
And
the
it
person.
comes with relationship. Because that when
Yeah.
you said that, you was like, well, the reason why chicks, when we see other females and we judge them based on, oh girl, her hair, oh girl, look at her outfit, is because that's all we know about them. But it's
Mm-hmm.
not until you get in a relationship with that person that you can go deeper. Now you know about them. Now you know them enough to have an opinion. But the thing is, we got to be careful the people that we let in our ear, especially wives, baby. Because
Mm-hmm.
when a wife is going through something and the wrong one, I don't care if she's single or married. People be like, don't never take advice from no single female. Take advice from married. Some married people,
Okay.
you got to look at their marriage. If their marriage is
Okay.
not good and it's not healthy and they hate their man and girl and all of that, you can't speak into my life because the whole purpose is life and death lies in the power of the tongue. I'd rather
Mm-hmm.
have chicks in my life that speak into my life, that don't look in and say, yeah, your husband, yeah, he ain't, or whatever. Instead, look at it for the situation that it is. Okay, girl, this is what I see. All
Mm-hmm.
right. And one thing about me, God gave me the gift of exhortation. So I'm going to be honest about it, but at the same time, I'm going to give you something that's going to lift you up. So the next time you go about your business, you're going to be able to remember to make the right decision. Okay, I'm going to try it and see what happened. And when you do it, you realize, wow, okay, it worked. And now you put that in your arsenal and handle that, and keep going forward because that's what growth comes from. What you guys, Amy? I see you.
And one thing that always keeps me, I'm gonna say, the humility I have.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that keeps me humble is knowing, one, I am not blameless. I am not
Right,
faultless. I have gone through some things, I have overcome some things I am still overcoming.
right,
So how dare I listen to anybody's problems? And like, and it's gonna sound crazy because my kids get, me, like I would hear somebody who murdered their own child or something like that, and I would have compassion for that situation
Mm-hmm.
too. Because again, I'm not without fault. I'm not without blame. I just don't have what you have, or may not have endured what you have endured. And I may have endured what you have
right,
and overcame it. You get what I'm saying? So
right,
that's what keep me humble, to where when I hear anything from anybody, my first mind is not to go into shame on you, girl, and how could
right,
you? We need to stop that. None of us is without fault. None of us.
right, right. And you can't have that kind of attitude anyway if you don't have the Holy Spirit in you. Because he the
Mm-hmm.
one that's cleaning up all that mess that's going on in our soul. All those men before we got married that we connected ourselves to, that took a piece of our soul with them, that added some stuff into our emotional bank that should not have been there. All the
Yeah.
stuff that we dealt with along the way. He in there
Mm-hmm.
saying, let me clean all of that up. And the whole point is we want that. I don't want to
Yeah.
just hear you guys talk and say, okay, girl, this is what you need to do. And then when I get off the phone, I'm like, child, please, they don't know. No, I'm going to hear you because your spirit, your Holy Spirit is speaking to mine.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point, I'm going to be like, okay, you know what? She right about that. My mouth. Yeah, my mouth.
And I know Zane, like when she just spoke, she was talking about, y'all are from the outside looking in. But this is so important. I know we talking about, snapback, clapback, but Zane what had the opportunity to we'll call it opportunity. She was doing my hair. Shout out to Zane. That's why I was cute today.
Yes.
Okay. She was doing my hair and I came over there and I always, like, you ever be on the outside looking at yourself, looking at the situation. I came into Zane's house. Me and Stoney still weren't cool at this point.
Right.
So when she was like, I could do your hair, and I was like, okay, cool. So I walk in there and I'm like, yeah, girl, I'm here. We're going to have fun. We're going to do hair. I'm going to be here all day because I don't want to go home.
Oh, here
Now,
goes
I know I
Zane.
have some friends that'll be like, girl, you can stay here all day. I know you need a break. Zane was like, come on, sit down, get your braids. So she started braiding, and I was like, yeah, because I ain't never got to go home. He can do it out. And she was like, okay, so you want a side part? You want it down the middle? Or do you want... So I'm like, why is this girl not agreeing with me? Matter of fact, Bear was still there. And I was like, Bear, you might have to bring out a blow up mattress because I might be sleeping over here some nights. Zane was like, uh-huh. girl, have you seen this movie? Because and I was like, why is she not? I'm
You ain't
the
gonna
first
get it
to be
from
like,
her.
girl, you can stay over here anytime. But you have to watch that.
Yes,
You gotta watch that.
you
Gotta
gotta
watch
watch.
that
You
because
gotta
you gotta
watch.
watch. You gotta watch.
You gotta watch.
Because I thought that's what support looked like. No,
Mm,
that's what you about to be separated from your husband or divorce look like.
right,
Be careful.
right, right,
So Stoney called me because we had an incident when I was over there. My son wanted to invite his girlfriend over. I was like, no, there's tension in the house. I don't want nobody in the house. I don't like bringing people in the house if there's tension in the house. And so Stoney calls me and he's like, now Stoney never calls me like this. Yeah. He never. So that automatically sends me like in the, okay, you pushing it. I'm just talking to me rough. I tell him, I always say, why you talking to me so rough? Don't talk to me like that. That's not how you talk to me. Talk
right.
to me how you talk to me. So he's like, oh, I'm calling da da da. So he hear us going back and forth. What you mean there's tension in the house? And I started off decent. I ain't gonna say good, but I started off decent. And I was like, there is tension in the house. This was said, da 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 da. I apologize to you. You did not accept. You could have said either you accepted the apology or you didn't accept it. You brought up cheating, blah, 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 blah. So I'm going back and forth. He going back and forth. The whole time, Zane is pretty much at the crown of the head. She almost done. Stay focused. So I get off the phone. I said, girl, you see what I'm talking about? You see what I got to do? And Zane said, Ashley, you ain't hear nothing that man had to say.
Wow.
And I was like, I was expecting, girl, I see it, girl. I just thought for myself, you was right. He got a, I didn't feel judged, but I felt corrected. I did
Yeah,
not feel judged, but I felt love because she didn't just assess the situation like, yeah, girl, you might need to spend some time over here, or y'all probably need to step away for a moment to give each other a break. She let me know that where I was wrong, she let me know where he was wrong, and she was like, both of y'all are wrong. Both of
right.
y'all wrong. It was almost like, so I can't spend the night over here. No, you got to go home. You got to go home. You got
Right.
She was gonna go fix that. I was like, you gonna go fix
Yeah,
that.
that's exactly
Yes.
what she was like. You need to go home and fix that. So
Yeah,
watch what type of support you're getting from the ladies that you have around you. Because
right.
sometimes you do need them big sisters to say, hey, put your big girl panties on and go home and fix that. That
And
Yeah.
you know
ain't
what I
right.
do love about you ladies? Because I
Hmm.
do know I have the spirit of cutoff. And I'm gonna tell you why I have the spirit of cutoff. I have learned years ago that if you allow yourself to keep talking in your justification, your mind, your brain would then settle with that justification, and then no correction after that would break that. Right? You'll be stuck
Hmm.
in your justification if somebody don't stop you in your justifications. Like you start
Right.
believing that as your truth. So
Right.
when I hear one of my friends or anybody who allows me to, when I hear someone constantly giving me that, I'm gonna stop you. Like I'm gonna let you get it out the first time, maybe even the second. But when you keep going into that, I'm gonna cut it off because I'm not about to let you settle and not hear other than your emotions. Don't get
Right.
stuck there. So I gotta cut you off. So and
Right.
I do appreciate that y'all let me do that because there was a couple times Barbie was like, "Nah, let me tell you," and she was going. I was like, "Nope, come right back here." And then she'll
Right.
go back to no. She'll cut me up and be like, "I'll be like, nope, come right back here,"
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
because you would really get settled in your justification for how you feel
Mm-hmm.
and not see anything else.
Right. Yeah. And that's the beauty of having chicks in your life where you
Yeah.
can actually be, first of all, we could be transparent with each other. We can finally, I can say, we can be vulnerable with each other because we had to have that moment where we were actually, when we wrote the letter to our little girl selves, we had to be vulnerable. That was one of the hardest
Mm-hmm.
things for me because
Mm-hmm.
I'm the one that's usually giving advice to everybody else. So it's like, uh, but you know what you said, me too, Zane. You right. You too, and Barbie, you too. So it's like all three of us had to get into a moment where I must be honest, I felt weak. But now I know I could be transparent with you, ladies. I could be vulnerable with you. I can be spiritual with you because it comes out of me. I love having talks where I can actually be me, and people don't say, "Oh my God, here she go again with God." Like,
come
I don't
on,
have to worry
somebody.
about
While
that.
feeling
Don't it feel good
crazy.
though?
It
Right. And
does.
then all of you are married, but you're married with the desire to have healthy relationships with your husband. So you don't mind, and I don't mind, y'all and me, we don't mind hearing each other saying, no. Now, if our husbands are wrong, guess what? We will say, okay, I see how you felt about that, but
Mm-hmm.
or you know what? I understand where you're coming from, but how could you have handled that? We don't dwell on them. We come back to
Mm-mm.
us and we be like, okay, sis, yeah, yeah, but
Yeah.
what about you? What about you? What could you have done? Why didn't? And that's the whole thing. We have a relationship with each other, which spills over to our husbands. And I love
Yeah.
that. I love
Yeah.
that. So yeah. But
So
y'all
real talk
listen,
chicks and shift real talk coming together at the table with the men, the husbands, and the wives.
right? So we all gonna come together at
Mm.
the table when we get to Atlanta and we just gonna have a good time. Y'all know what else I want to do?
What's up?
I want to have and Amanda, you own right now. Excuse me, I just burped. Was that
That's too
inappropriate?
real. That's too real, Lady Free.
Sorry. I'm
That's too
sorry.
real.
My bad. Well, I felt like y'all probably saw my chest do that, so I might as well tell
She
on
got
myself.
indigestion.
We did. We just started.
I was yeah, right. So Amanda on and y'all know I really want to do a girls retreat, not a girls trip or chick chat or a real talk chicks retreat
All
where we
right.
come and not a whole bunch of people, just like maybe two or three, four other people, like a friend each, maybe two
Mhm.
friends each, where we could all come together and like do a nice little cabin, where we all just have a sleepover. We talk about stuff and we really impart into each other and like do something like that because it's a lot of females out there that really want to do better and want a healthy relationship, but they don't know who to connect with. So I want to do that.
Yeah. That's a
I
good
want to do
idea,
that.
actually. Yeah.
Okay, so Barbie, you start getting it together, find the places that we
How'd
could
she get
go.
there? How did she get there? How did she
Cause you
get
know
there?
what? We gotta
How
we
did
Because you
gotta put
amen. You amen.
right. So let it be done in your life. So you said amen.
you know
So
what?
okay.
That's why people don't go to church
So
no more.
Barbie,
Mm-mm.
yeah. You go ahead and start looking for like a place that we could do the retreat at. And Zane, I need
The
you.
Motel 6.
Ew, who goes there?
Don't judge.
Ew. So
Same.
I can't even. It's on my tongue. Anyway, so
That a bougie
Zane,
real talk chicks.
right.
Yeah.
We are not going to no
Mhm.
Motel 6. No, ma'am. So, Zane, I need you to get together. Like, we need to tell you who we want to invite, and I need you to be the one to reach out to our people. Say, okay, girl, this is what we're doing. This is la la la. Find out, we're going to all get together and find out the prices and who going to go so we can just have a good time. And of course, it's going to be somewhere close to Atlanta because I want to travel. So, whoever I invite from here, I got two females in mind. Whoever I invite from here, we're gonna get on a flight. We're gonna do the real girls trip thing like that. So I want to do
Mm.
Savannah. We talked to Savannah.
Yeah, me and Zane talked
Savannah.
about, but that was for core girl trip. That was the core one. We might have to take that just the three of us.
Okay.
Okay.
That was the
All
core
right.
group. Yeah.
All
Okay.
right. No problem. But we got to work that out, and we need to do it in 2027. Wait, what's this? 25?
2025.
I was about to say,
20,
okay, I got plenty of time.
2026. Because I don't want to
Motel
rush
6
it.
gonna be done upgraded by then.
No, they don't. I don't want to rush it. I don't want to rush it. I want it to be like this is what we're doing, and it's gonna be nice, and we're gonna have it. Yeah. So I don't want to rush it. So we're gonna have to do it in the right time, in the right season in 2026.
So we gotta go to Florida. We should go to
Hey,
St. Pete.
that'll give me time to raise my funds, get
Yeah,
my
That's
St.
money
Pete
fine.
there.
isn't expensive. It's quick, and you gotta
Well,
fly to Atlanta anyway to get to Florida.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. I got to get that little airplane money.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, so we're gonna do
Donations,
definitely
donations. Mhm.
Florida. So we gonna. I want to do
St. Pete
Florida.
is
I
nice. I
want to.
think that's
Okay.
perfect.
Okay.
So listen, yeah, I love it. But y'all, I'm glad this is the testimonies of a wife, y'all, and it's gonna be more testimonies to come. We're gonna show y'all how wives do it.
Well, Lord, can you put the testimony on somebody else? I didn't have enough test. Can you give
Zane,
it to
your
somebody else?
testimony's coming next.
Yeah, thank you.
Lord,
Y'all,
don't speak. You speaking trouble in my life.
That ain't
my
trouble.
test
That's the
my
money.
testimony might come next, but thing is, at this point, I see it as material. I see it as, oh snap, okay, it's my turn. That's how I'm gonna look at it.
Girl, please.
Just
Real
like I
talk
said,
chicks. I ain't see it as my turn. I saw it as.
well, you the one started it off,
Now
so
see,
now it's
here
my
we
turn.
go. Here we go. Here we
It's
go.
one of our turn because it's just material. It's just to help us, to help you.
Mhm.
So yeah.
But this was
Anyway,
good talk.
yeah, good
Yeah, it
talk,
was
good talk.
good.
Good chat, good chat. But I'm gonna be out of here. So I love y'all. It's time to go. The real talk chicks
Yes.
with Lady
Okay.
Free, Barbie, and
Hey.
Zany. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, y'all. See you
It's
later.
a bit
Love y'all.
much. It's
Love
a bit.
y'all.